Hello, everybody. I wanted to come on and do a catch up on the Simple Page Kit number 6. And so this one was the one that they put out kind of for a Father's Day or barbecue or whatever. You could do the summer cookout or Father's Day if he cooks out. So anyway, I'm going to change my camera. My name is Connie Skaggs. I'm from Ladson, South Carolina, right outside of Charleston. And I also have got a design where I'm going to do this same design and I want to do it in Christmas because I'm needing Christmas pages. So let me switch my camera. So we'll go forward. And so hopefully you can see this, but this is our uh, this page kit, the way it comes. It's got 2 pages. It's got the instructions. I always tell you to go ahead and measure these things out from these pages and from the back, especially here. You can write the numbers on here, but then the main thing is to write them on here. And you've got this sketch then that you can keep and redo it later with a different paper. I've tried to show you that in every kit that I've done. And so this one's got a couple little different things with it. One thing is this has got a swell, so to speak, on both sides. And it's basically looks like it's on a base page. And it's got a strip across here. It's got another piece here. And then this is the pieces that we'll cut up to make this page. So I'm going to cut these fairly quick because I'm going to spend time on how you change this around. Of course, I've got my 12-inch trimmer, and I thought I'd use the white one today since this is the one that we usually have in stock. This is the one we have in stock, and you can see the lines a little better. Now, this one has got a 4-inch here that you'll want to cut. And so you don't want to cut these stripes because you've got to cut this little piece off down here. And so the first thing I would do, of course, I like to turn it this way because I want to line it up with the dots that on our mat. And this mat is the one you have to change out. And I'm on number 4, so that means I'm going to need a new mat before long, because I use this thing all the time. And I like to be sure my little dot is on, line is on the dot. And of course, we've got the little guides that are in here. They're little plastic guides. And there's got this little black line on it. And that black line is exactly where it's going to cut. So if you think, see, like this is off just a little bit, so I've got to pull this forward just a little bit to be sure it lines up. And so then I'm going to cut it. And so there we go. So then I'll turn it because I want to cut this piece off first. And I want to be sure it's right where it needs to be. And see, on this side, you couldn't tell, but over here you could. So again, I just kind of line those up. And so that is this little piece here we're going to need later. Then I want to do all of these at a 1-inch mark. The 1-inch mark is this heavier line. It's like 2 railroad tracks over, you call it. And so it's this heavier line, and that's a 1 up here. And I find that it's easier for me to cut from this side on a 1-inch because I have something to hold on to here. And so I line it up on both sides. And because this is all yellow, it will be fine. And so there's one strip. Yeah. This one's going to be, you want to be sure you don't move on you. You just kind of do that one a little slower. And so there's our 4 strips that we'll need for later. So I'm going to lay them over. Then this one here, we're going to cut it at 4 inches. And this is all the same. So you can line it up on this side at the 4 if you want to. And that's easy enough to do. And then you want to turn it and put it on this line. If you wanted to take your arm out and measure it, it'd be 6 inches. So there are mats 1 and 2. And we've got this one to turn this away. And so we're on these lines. So this is going to be 4-inch squares. And I don't have pictures pulled to put these totally together, but we will put this together really quick before I go on to the next, or at least lay it out. So the way they have this on our sketch is a big red up here, blue, blue, red and blue. Then they have these strips, which are sort of centered. It's kind of like at the top, right? Like that. This would be on this side, showing the yellow. And if you had it laying on your mat, you could be sure that that was about 1 inch in on each side, because this is 1 inch border all the way around in that gray. And then there. So that's pretty much where that would all be. Then they use the gray, and they've got these two just kind of centered. You put your pictures a little closer together, where there's just about 1/4 inch in between, and they're about the same distance on each side. And they have these two down here at the bottom about the same way, like that. And then they have this one just kind of offset at the top. And then they have this little thing. And they've got it, actually these pictures up a little bit. Is how they show it. So this can get tucked in just a little bit. Gives it a little interest there on the page. And so that's how that layout would look. And then, of course, you've got places up here to put your titles. They have a wonderful thing of stickers that come with this one. And whether I wanted to put Celebrate Dad or wanted to put the summer, that one's a great one. You want to do some journaling on this. You want to put a little bit there. They've also got this border that says fun, barbecue, summer, food, and that can go right across the bottom on both sides. You got little cookouts, you've got the apron and, napkin and, little fork and spoon, all those kind of little things that can go on this page for a great barbecue page. Okay. And of course, if you get these from me and, order on my website, if you don't have an advisor, then I will send you one of these exclusive ones, little embellishment kits that they have that actually goes with this, but this is only for advisors. If you're not an advisor and you want to be an advisor, you can hit the join button on mine too. If you already have an advisor, then contact your advisor, whether she offers these or whether she will sell them to you because they're exclusive. Okay, so I'm going to move this all aside, but we're going to kind of try to do this same layout in Christmas. And I want to show you a couple things about Christmas paper and why I want to pick what I'm going to pick. Okay, so I pulled the Christmas cheer pack, which was out in 2023, and so that is our current paper. And I've also, because I'm not going to use extra paper for just the base back, I have got a light gray, which was the older color that we had, but I kind of thought it might go better. And I've got some in stock. So I'm telling you, you're going to find out. I'm good about just using up your stash too. So, or this is the beige. And so I know you can't hardly tell it on my table, but I'm going to have you, I'm going to give you some options here as far as, and I think I'm going to probably pick the light gray. All right, so I want to show you some reasons that, so we need a piece of paper that we can do a swell, and we want to use the front and back. So this one would work because the back side would work with that well across from it. And this has kind of got a busy pattern, but that wouldn't matter because it would be kind of covered up or whatever. But I'm not sure I want to use that bright. Then this one here has got a little bit of, it's got like stars, I guess you'd call it stars. And this has got gold. They're like ornaments, but they're both up, both which way. And so it's not really a pattern, directional pattern that you'd have to do. So I really like this to do, a side by side. So I'm gonna put that one aside. Green might work, but it also is a plaid, and this is a bright plaid. So it would work, but that's harder to figure out. We've got another plaid here and a kind of crazy stripe. Well, we got to have a third pattern that's going to go with this. So that's not working as well to me. We've got a gold dot and a red and gold stripe, which the gold dot works well with that, and the red and gold stripe works well with that. And it actually will work well with the stars. And this one is not competing. They just there. So it's not one where it's really competing. So see, that could go with that one. This one could go with this one. So I like these two to use. Another one I want to show you is this one is green with these little white trees. And this is the perfect green trees. However, if you cut it, you can't turn one upside down without the trees all being upside down. You can't cut the stripes even, or the little pieces, because you'll cut most of the tree off. It just is not going to work as well. And if you do it for the mats, then you've got some trees going up and down and some going sideways. So you have to be really careful with directional paper. While I very much love this, it wouldn't go with this pattern. It might go with another pattern. So I'm going to use these two pieces of paper, but I still need a third paper to kind of go for our mats and maybe our little stripe at the top if we do that stripe back. So you know what else I pulled? This was a partial pack, and I still had a few of this. I know this is sold out, but this was from our open house. And I first thought I'd have enough here, maybe for this green, but it's only 3.5 inches and I need 4 inches for those stripes. So I can't use that. Blue does not go with that part. But I saw this one here. And while I'm not necessarily using this back side, I can use all red for the stripes or the strip parts, the 1-inch strips, and all the mats. And it goes with these sides. It's a good tone, so it will go. So sometimes you just got to figure it out and see what will work. So I think I still like the light gray the best, better than the beige. So I still think I like the light gray best. So those will be my beige pages. So I'm going to go ahead with my cutting first. And so let's cut all these pieces out first. So I need a 4-inch, another 4-inch. And then this one, remember, I need a 2-inch off of it for our little journal box, which that would be good maybe to pull that back side. And then I need these 4 1-inch strips. And the main thing, the reason I can use the red stripe or the reds for the strips there that are going to go on it is, and use the mats the same, is because the mats and these strips don't touch. They're far enough apart. And so they'll just blend, we'll put it that way. Remember, one of these have to be, and I pull out my leg, hit my arm, and I want to measure and then turn it, and it can go to the 6 inch. So I've got two mats that are 4x6, and then we're going to cut 3 of the 4x4s. So we do 4x4, move this up to a 4x4, and your last one's already a 4x4. All right, so that's that piece. Now, our others, we're going to need okay. This one needs to be a 10-inch piece. So we're going to cut 2 inches off. And that's going to be scrap, or we can use that for something else. Okay, so this is 10 inches by 12 inches, which I'm just going to turn it, and I'm just going to cut it 6 inches. And the reason is because this is going to be our two back pieces, whether we turn them over or whatever. But those are going to be two of the big square pieces that we're going to have. Remember, on our page here, we've got this big square here and big square there. Okay, so this one here, and I have it cut down a little bit, but we're going to just, and all I'm going to do, it won't be the exact same swell, but this is our decorative trimmer. I love this. And so, and all I need is a starting point for this, where this is. So by folding it, and I've got a little indentation there, and I want to do it on this big swell. And these have got little grid marks. And so I want to come in one grid mark, and it's going to be one grid mark on this side, and it centers the page. Now my blade cuts in this groove. So that's where I want this little folded piece to be. And so I want to be sure that it's straight on that first grid and the bottom grid. And it'll be close enough. And so there is one swell, and this is the other swell. And kind of, but what we do is one side and the other side. Okay, so now we've got our pieces. So let's start laying it out. And let's see how we can come up with this. Now, I know this is a little longer, but it won't matter. And I'm going to show you why. Because we're going to still put this up to where it's about 1 inch. And let me get my mat, because if I'm using my double mat, I can lay everything out on there. Perfect. So I use the two of our 13-inch cutting mats. You know, it's our custom cutting system. And that way, then when I lay these out on here, and a lot of times, and let me just go ahead and do this. I know some people don't like to do this part, and it's fine, but it holds the paper, and I use very little repo. And if you've got a little, we had these little eraser things like that erases it right off. If you've got a polishing cloth, you know, if you got the one that's got the little scrubby to it, or if you got a little Norwex cloth, any of those will work to rub this off. So I'm just putting not even about a 1/2 inch little dot there, so to speak. And I'm just putting it, lining it right up in those corners. And so that way, then this don't slip on me. Okay. So if I'll pull this up, well, actually, what I want to do. I just want to lay it out first so we can see which way we want to go with it. Okay, so they have a light and a, the other side is different. This would be under here. And remember, this is going to go to 1 inch. And if we wanted to do, I guess I should do the colorful on this side and the gold dot on this side. And so it's a reverse of those. So you can either do it that way. We can have it all gold and a red stripe, which I really kind of like that. And this would come down a little bit more. Then we would have our little red strips here, which are going to be the same. And please get and just be patient with me. I'm not gluing at the same time here. I will glue one together and I'll post it as my picture when I upload a YouTube video. So got that. Move this here. And these two over here. One there. And that one that way. And there you've got the same design as we did with this one. Pretty much. I mean, I didn't go the whole swell, but I like this with the gold on both sides. And this just brings out enough gold. Looks like a lot of red, but it's Christmas. So it would be good. Now, I could put a little bit, I've got enough room here to do these two stripes all the way across the bottom. And that would break that up. I kind of like that idea. Let me at least cut these two in two. And we'll see how that looks. I normally don't want to go the whole way over, but just see, because it kind of blends in. Now you do know what I'm having problems with, because my stripes are going the opposite way, and I don't think me turning this around is going to make it do it, because this is cut off one angle and this is cut off another angle. However, it's not bad, just different. So anyway, so that makes this one in a Christmas page. So hopefully you like that. And I'm going to turn my video back. And I'll close out for the day. So I appreciate you watching. Please join my YouTube channel. Give me a thumbs up. If you like this video, make a comment. I love the comments, so that way then I know what I'm doing is reaching you. And so I appreciate it very much. But I'm Connie Skaggs, Ladson, South Carolina, 29456. If you're looking for the advisor by zip code, you would see my picture and see that I'm on the website. So I appreciate it very much. And so I know that I don't talk about it often, but I do try to mention it, that we do have a joint offer. And there's advisor advantages to being an advisor. And you may not want to do a whole business, and that's up to you. You can do, a lot of people do it for personal use only. And you just kind of have to watch if you're not going to do it as a business, because there could be tax implications. But if you're probably buying maybe about $1,000 or say $100 a month, and that's 1,200 a year. Um, with your commission, you have to really get up there before your commission is um, adding up to where you have a 1099. Let's put it that way. And our percentages go up according to your rolling balance and how that works. And so, but anyway, we have an offer right now is over $70 or $70 worth of other other products that you get on your first order. But as soon as you join for $49, they send you a $50 credit. So our company pays you $1 for joining. I don't know. I just don't want you to not know that. And so that's a way to do it. And so I just appreciate it very much that you just kind of look it out and look for it. If I can be of help to you, I would greatly appreciate it. If you just need to order something, order from my website. And I really appreciate it all. So, but they have right now a great joint offer, which is you have a special album cover that they have right now with a kaleidoscope imprinted on it. That's a $37.50 value. You have another set of pages, which is called a sampler pack of pages. That's a $29.50 value. And then you'll get a packet of beginner catalogs, little booklets. And so for beginner classes to show people how to start, scrapbooking or whatever. And so it's really basic. So just letting you know that sometimes there's options out there for you. And main thing is we want to preserve our memories and we want to preserve those photos, legacy, things that are happening. We really appreciate that so very much. So I will just reach out to me. Any questions that you may have. I'm sorry for the delay. Mine was just running in a different direction. So, but have a great day and we will see you soon.